Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's video I wanted to talk about a kind of project that we're starting on in our backyard mainly. I've been fascinated and kind of in love with the idea of homestead life for quite a while. I've always really liked gardening and things like that, but I'm a suburban dweller. I always have been. I was raised in suburbia. We've always lived in suburbia, and that's just kind of our life. And so homesteading always just seemed like kind of this distant idea that I just liked, but it just probably wouldn't ever be practical for my life. But recently I got to thinking, we're finally in a home where I feel like we're kind of settled and we're able to do things to our liking and make it practical for our daily living. Whereas, you know, in the past we've been in apartments and sharing a home with other family members and things like that. So it didn't really feel like ours to homify, if you will, you know, change anything and make it the way we wanted. It wasn't really our right to do that where we were in the past, but now I feel like we kind of have that right and ability where we are. And so I got to thinking about this idea of suburban homesteading and how, you know, that just never had occurred to me before, that I could still kind of make that kind of homestead feel in our home here, even though we have a very limited amount of space to do it with. That doesn't really matter. We don't need acres and acres of land and huge farming animals everywhere. It doesn't have to be like that in order to be sustainable and fulfilling and what we need and want. We can absolutely do a homestead kind of lifestyle in our very small suburban neighborhood. So recently I started transforming our space into what I think will be practical and useful for us. It's obviously a labor of love and an ongoing project, but today I wanted to just kind of show you my ideas. We're barely starting, so it doesn't look like much yet, but I just wanted to bring you along on this project because it's been really fun and interesting for me, and I hope that someone somewhere might glean some inspiration from what we're doing. I know that I have been truly inspired by a lot of suburban or urban homesteaders that I've started following recently, so let's go see the space and talk about what I dream of doing with it. Okay, so here we are at the entrance of our backyard, and we have a giant pool in our very tiny space. So as you can see, that takes up the majority of the backyard space. We have a small patio area here, and yeah, it's just basically a giant pool the whole length of the yard. And so that's kind of frustrating, although we do use the pool quite a lot in the summer as it gets hot here. It's still just kind of maddening to me that the entire space is basically a pool. So on this side there is a bit of yard space right there, but it's very impractical to use and get to because our HVAC unit is right there next to the fence, and it makes this tiny, like, 1.5-foot walkway in order to get over here to this space. So it's kind of frustrating again that the pool and this equipment makes it pretty much unusable over here, although we will still use it. My vision for this side is to have kind of a free growing herb and wildflower garden along the fence line there, where there's really pretty much nothing right now. And then I would love to make this, I don't know, just paved and nice somehow for us to be able to play, sit, relax over here and have it not just be muddy, old yuck. So that's this side, but this side is actually not my priority. It's over here that I am working on first. From the patio area, you turn this corner and we have this quite nice little side yard that I'm trying to make usable for us. When we moved in, it was just kind of dirt and yuck, and I'm putting in brick pavers to make a little bit of a play area for some tools, and or not tools, toys is what I meant. Toys and things for the kids to play outside so that they have a nice outdoor play area. So my vision is to take the brick pavers to probably about here and just have like a nice little patio area to put a table and some toys for the kids to play at. And then over here I have a shrub that I removed most of it, but the roots need to come out because I want to put the vegetable raised garden boxes here so that we can have a little bit of a vegetable garden to grow some homegrown produce for our family. And then over here we have more space that right now is just kind of barren open space that we don't really use for anything, and I would love to, once I finish this area, to move on to this area. I have ideas of perhaps a chicken coop, but we'll just see what the future holds. Along here, I'd love to do like some grapevines and tomatoes and things like that that could use the support of that little cross fence thing. I forget, the word is escaping my memory, the word for that. Anyways, I think you know what I mean. Things that grow up and need support. Put in planters over there eventually. Oh my goodness, Isla. We are just leaving sharp objects out for the 2-year-old. Let's not. Anyways, so that's my idea thus far. So there you have it. That is the space, and like I said, it doesn't look like much, but I shared some of my ideas that I hope to do with it. Right now, we are running to the hardware store to pick up some more of those brick pavers because I kind of just ordered what I thought. I'm not good at like planning stuff like this, you know. A normal person might measure and then do some math and know exactly how many brick pavers they needed to buy, but I just bought a bunch and did what I could, and now I'm gonna buy a bunch more and do a little bit more. So we're gonna run and pick those up, and I think we will bring you along for that and show you how I lay them down. So here we go. brick pavers are paved. I'll probably go over it one more time with the paver set. There's some spots that didn't get all the way filled, so I'll do that again probably tomorrow. And we got to put soil in our little pot, but for the most part, our project for the day on our little suburban homestead is completed. Oh, look at this hilariousness. We're short one stinking brick. Can you believe that? One more. I told you how I don't measure and I don't count, so I only have myself to blame. But I actually kind of love it because it's just so totally my style to have one brick missing. So we might just leave it like that. We'll see. We shall see. Thank you so much for joining us today. Phase 1 of the Riggin Suburban Homestead is officially complete. We have paved with pavers. If you enjoyed hanging out with us, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel if you enjoyed watching us do our thing. I hope wherever you are, you have a fabulous day, and we'll see you next time.